Hello and welcome to the Bizarre Cinematic Universe podcast. My name is Noah. I'm here today with two fine gentlemen. We have Marcus.
Hello.
And we have Mitchus.
Hello.
Only if that worked.
Mitchus. It could
It's just
work.
Mitch.
That's my Greek name. Or whatever. I don't know what it...
You're Greek or Greet?
Greek.
Oh, I thought you said Greet. I was
Greet.
like greetings?
Greetings. I am Mitchus the Brave or something. I don't know.
Not so brave, but sure.
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 We'll go with that.
Yeah, kind of. We'll consider it
Yeah.
as an option for sure.
Yeah, it's in the running.
Yeah. The running along with Abigail as another name for you.
Yeah.
We have Mitch, Mitchus the Brave, Abigail, and Mike.
Hey,
Say,
it is an
or your
election
real
year.
name, Mike.
Yeah, or my real name. Yeah.
Michael. We'll get there one day.
Oh, yeah.
It's not happening. I'm already eternally trapped into Mitch.
Honestly, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I would even recommend just calling it off for Mitch. Just that's his last podcast. You're done after this one.
This is
No
my last
doubt.
podcast.
Last
yeah.
podcast
Last
for sure.
podcast.
We're done with you. As it always is. It's always Mitch's last podcast
Yeah.
for sure.
I just showed up today.
Yeah.
I didn't...
Yeah, you drove here, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard that you guys were doing a podcast, and I'm like, hell no, I'm not being excluded from this shit, so here I am.
Yep. Here you are.
So, Mark, what are we talking about today?
Well, we got some topics that we're going to go over, and we may have a guest joining us within the next 20 minutes or so. So
Possibly.
we'll
Potentially.
might be pivoting into some conversation topics with that guest. But
Yes.
today, I did not forget this. Well, I did forget. I lost the book. Can't find it.
God damn it. We were supposed to have a book that had, like, questions that we would answer at the beginning of every podcast.
We
like,
reference this book
just,
a lot.
Just, like, interesting
We've
questions.
done it like
big,
two
big,
or three times.
big thinkers. But we're what, 10? This is the 10th episode.
Yeah, this is the
we've
10th.
reached double digits, and we've lost the book.
It's in my room somewhere. I have no idea where, but it's...
We'll
Oh,
find it. Oh, Tampa Bay just scored. That's a good goal, though.
no, it's not.
I know.
Okay, now, the question... So I went on this website. It's called conversationstartersworld.com.
Okay.
Cool website, actually.
Okay.
They have a random question generator.
Nice. Love
So the
it.
random question of the day on August...
24th.
Yes.
Fifth?
No, 5th.
26th.
26th.
What?
26th, yeah.
Dang, dude.
We're
holy
almost through
crap.
August already.
Wow. That's
The weird question of the day,
Yep.
or just question of the day, is,
Go on.
what weird smell do you really enjoy?
Tires. New tires.
Gasoline.
Now, listen, mine
I was
gas.
going to say gas, too.
Or
I,
Sharpies.
I don't know if gas is weird, though, because I know a lot of people that like the smell of gas. I think
Oh,
our guest is here.
Our guest is here.
Our guest is here.
Coming, Evan.
Come in.
How are you?
How are you? There's our guest. Here's your microphone, sir. You have to hold it, though,
Yeah,
because
we
we don't
will.
have another stand.
Nothing yet. Oh,
We're-
actually, I just started the weird question of the day. So the question of the day, Evan, is what weird smell do you enjoy? Mitch and I both said gasoline. He
And
said new tires.
I said new tires.
Or
But,
Sharpies.
Okay, Sharpies.
What weird smell do I enjoy? Man, put me right on the spot right when I walk in. I'm gonna have to say the smell of, like, when you go to, say, Lowe's or Home Depot, that fresh home smell.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Respectable.
Yeah.
It's hard
I
to
think
explain.
for Home Depot, I always thought it was like when you walk in, it's the fresh cut wood or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Like that.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
when
actually-
you go,
I
not
actually
even
do
that,
like
like
that
when you
smell.
go back, like to the
When you go to the furniture, like
To the
for
greenhouses.
washing. Yeah.
washers,
Yeah.
dryers,
Yeah, I know
kitchen
exactly what you
counters
mean.
Yeah.
and stuff. But yeah, that's one I can think of.
Yeah. Speaking of weird smells, coals. I think you and I had this discussion.
Yes, we talked about
But I
this
thought
the
you
other
don't
night.
like the smell
No,
of
I hate the
coals.
smell of coals.
Every
I don't know what you're
Coles,
talking
Every
about.
coals has a specific
and I
scent.
didn't really think about it until you said it.
Yeah.
But Coles does have like
It's-
the
I've been
weirdest
saying this
smell.
for so long.
I've been
gone
saying
to
it for
Kohl's.
years.
I've gone to Kohl's like 12 times or
You go
whatever.
into the store next to Kohl's and then tell me it smells the same. You
The
can't.
Skechers. Well, the
Go
Skechers
to
has
Skechers.
yeah, the Skechers
Skechers
store has
smells
a
fine.
I go to the Kohl's. The
It's just like that
Selhurst
rubber
Village.
smell though, like in the tires.
well,
It's
and then
good.
there's Home Depot there too.
Yeah,
So
go
like
in
what
any
Evan
of
was
them.
saying, yeah.
Get your nice homely smell and then go into Kohl's and want to throw up. That's literally
What
how I
about
am.
The cinnamon smell of Century 3 Mall when it was open. that weird cinnamon.
Now
There
it's,
was a mix of smells
now
in
it's
Century
just
3
like-
Mall, yeah.
now it's
empty.
mold and acid probably.
Yeah,
There
it's-
used to be a
and-
particular
and
smell
water
to
from the
Century
pipe
3 though.
burst.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Moldy water.
mildew and
It's just no bueno.
Like
But-
where the Sears was, where you would come out of the Sears and there'd be the bookstore, the coffee shop, like that hallway. That always had a particular smell. I don't know. It just,
It's just
yeah. It's
it's
just,
closed now because J.C. Penney's I think is officially closing or officially closed
They're
soon.
officially closing. I believe.
It's
I
That was the
really-
last store, right?
Yeah, it's the
that's-
last store, and they were only allowed to stay open because the pipes were different. They had a different water system than the rest of the mall. Which almost 2 years ago, the pipe bursts, and they had to have everyone out.
Yeah.
that's the comic book store and something else closed.
Honestly,
That
I'm
Mexican
surprised
food
it
place,
made it
I
as
think.
far as it did.
But the
Old
thing is, the
Mexico.
funny thing is, JCPenney doesn't do bad business.
No. I
Yeah.
went on Black Friday and I was surprised I had to wait in line there.
Mhm.
Like I went to J.C. Penney there specifically to not wait in line, and I
But-
waited in line.
Yeah, it was just all
Yeah.
of JCPenney are closing.
Yeah, because I think they went
Oh.
bankrupt or something, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
company went bankrupt. They're
Yeah.
filing for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
But
That's like the third time I think in my lifetime they filed for bankruptcy.
there's a
Well, they're
rule-
penny-
Them and
Penniless.
Sears.
there
Well,
was a-
Sears is gone now
Sears is gone.
altogether.
Which is a shame. Sears was a good store.
For some reason, I believe, I'm not positive, but there's some type of rule where you're given like 30 days, though. So they can't just kick them out.
Right.
I think,
Yeah.
like Toys R Us, that went
That's
bankrupt,
gone
but
now.
they were allowed to hang on for
Yeah.
as long
That one
as
in the
they
village was there for a while.
could. Mhm.
The one by Century 3 kind of went downhill when they joined with Babies R Us.
yeah,
They
I
all
think
had-
They
I
all
never
went
wanted
downhill
to
when
go
they
there.
joined with Babies R Us.
It went downhill after that.
I was pissed.
That was my
honestly.
favorite store as a kid.
too.
And then Babies R Us came along,
Me
and I'm like,
too.
Well,
okay.
the one by
was
the
like, I'm no
village
baby.
was just the Babies R Us.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the only one like that around. I
Where was
believe.
that at?
Yeah.
Where,
I don't remember that
You know
being
where-
by the village.
Where
Olive Garden is.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Under
yeah.
under Olive
It's
Garden.
called Oxford Drive or
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
know.
I think
know if it's there
it's
anymore.
where that Smoky Bones
Oh,
is in
Burlington.
the Olive Garden.
Where
Oh,
Burlington is.
Michael's
Gotcha.
Crafts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
bookstore,
Okay.
store, half price books.
Across the street from the Giant Eagle.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
And then,
now
like
I
right
remember it.
behind TGI
Yeah.
Fridays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
It's like a
about.
little shopping plaza there too.
It's like the side of the Home Depot. Because the Home
Yeah.
Depot's the front of that building.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I just
now.
know the half price books is there in the Michaels.
They moved a Dick's wholesale, that's where their headquarters is going to be.
Yeah,
or
it's a
something.
warehouse.
Warehouse, yeah.
Really?
It's not bad in there. I mean,
I heard they were
some
having a
good
big
stuff.
sale there, right?
I haven't been. in
yeah.
it.
I
just
saw that
drove
on
by it.
TikTok.
That's where I saw it too.
We probably saw the same video.
I actually know the girl that made that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, wait a second. It's Connor, Twitty's sister, made it. I was like, wait a second.
Oh.
What did she make? Just
It was a TikTok that said, go to this Dick's Sporting Goods. They're having a sale. It's this warehouse. I was like, oh, that's cool.
I couldn't find flip flops there. Though.
usually with that store,
I
there's a
didn't go
dirty
there.
joke. But I
Prob-
guess she's really promoting it.
I guess so. But anyways,
Well, yeah, moving on, since you're here before we got into anything, which is good, I wanted to talk about some stuff you're coming up with. Like, I know I helped you with, like, your project's coming up. Because I don't know how much we talked about the last time you were on, that you'd kind of do your own stuff. I don't know how much because I know we were
Yeah, I
asking
love-
you about the janitor.
I love movies. I love writing in them, and I love making them. But in all seriousness, yeah, I like writing scripts, and
Yeah.
the trouble is finding grounding to actually get a lot of people or
yeah.
especially now. My biggest worry with everyone is a liability. You don't want people getting sick on your set. You have to care
Yeah.
for
Right.
whoever's the well-being of everyone else.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've been making smaller, more contained stuff that only involves a few people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you want to talk
Oh.
about on whatever. I mean, it's up to you. It's your channel. It's your stuff. So it's Rusty Cage Productions on YouTube. You
And-
have 2 videos up, right?
No, more
3.
than that.
Three. A few got, a few of them were.
I don't remember.
I just thought they were iffy, and
Yeah, because I know you have the teachers on there. That was from the film festival,
That was
right?
that's the first one.
That was a.
And then Fireworks is on there.
That's
which
the one we made last
I
summer.
think we've talked about
then
with
the
you.
pie.
Yeah, and the pie.
And
We've
you
talked
got-
about
you put,
Fireworks without you on here just because we like it. And like that was the one. Was that the one where he dressed up like someone
An
else
old-
and we couldn't figure out who it was?
old Gentleman.
Yeah, the old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a name for him in the
was
script,
it?
but we just called him Grandpa.
Yeah. Wasn't it Randy?
No,
Wasn't
that
Ra-
wasn't
no.
Randy. It was. If I believe I have it. I'm
No,
almost-
Randy was the pie. That's right.
Yeah. Wasn't that the It was the guy who made the pie, right? Wasn't that Randy or?
Randy made the pie. He was the next door neighbor that the main character Zach pissed off because he was taking pictures of his turkey.
Yeah.
Don't take that the wrong way. He was taking pictures of the turkey.
Of his inflatable turkey.
For his
That doesn't sound better either,
for
but
his science project.
I don't believe in science.
What does this turkey have to do with trespassing on a U.S. American veteran soil?
That was a great video.
But yeah, the newer one, I won't give too much.
Just punch the microphone. That probably didn't sound good.
Oh, I do that all the time.
It happens.
The newer one that you looked over is called The Guardian, spelled with an A. But it's not a typo because it's about, I won't get into too much, but a farmer desperately looking for a way to stop trespassers on his plants and garden, and he cares about his harvest, and he'll do anything, buy anything to stop it.
Who's playing the farmer? Can you say, or do you not have
I don't know yet.
no decision yet?
Someone.
Okay.
That's the only character
Someone.
and a narrator.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a lot of.
Those are the only two.
Yeah,
characters?
it's a lot of off screen. Like
The narrator is the farmer, but
but I don't think I think the way you have it set up, the farmer doesn't say anything. So
it's just him doing the action.
Cast.
Oh, okay.
You could cast whoever you want as the farmer.
So like if
And
it's a
if
male farmer,
desperately-
it's got to be a male voice.
Well, yeah,
so-
that obviously,
okay.
but like you can just have anybody do the voice.
And if
Yeah.
I'm desperate, I could do it and do some sound mixing.
Yeah,
and make
or
it sound
just-
different.
Yeah.
So it's actually really it's a good story within the means of what we can and can't do right
Yeah.
now.
That's what a lot of movies you see being made now, especially the scary ones, or the ones being made on like Zoom and
Yeah.
and GoPros and stuff.
I mean, we've seen those movies before. Unfriended. Do you remember that? It was a horror movie about people on a Skype call. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and it showed everyone was in their own homes and it had
Yeah.
different squares.
Mhm.
Each person was in.
And I believe there was another movie like that.
There's one.
That's
called,
the entire movie is like that.
But it's like I think it's like this creature's coming after them or
Okay.
something.
It's a ghost of a.
Yeah.
There was like a
I've
girl
heard of
that
it.
was the ghost of a girl that killed herself. I believe.
Yeah,
And
I
they
think.
all of them made fun of her or something.
Yeah, and they were all in
Huh.
like a Skype call together, and then like I've never seen the movie. I just remember from the trailer. It was interesting because I think it was a different way of telling it, but I'm not sure if they
Yeah.
actually got out of the call at all, like were with
Yeah.
each other.
Uh-huh.
But I just know that was the general idea,
It's pretty.
or at least
neat,
what the trailer was.
right.
That would be tough to do, I think.
The
But it'd be
original-
interesting.
I've just found it. The original name for the grandfather was going to be Jeffrey,
Jeffrey, okay.
but I thought
Jeffrey.
Grandpa's was better. Just stuck.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if they're not a major character, you don't have to give them a name.
Right.
I mean, we've not given a whole lot of characters names throughout our day.
I mean, we gave you Toilet Kid
Yeah.
Well,
until you became a main character, then you got a name. But like,
Borderline main, but still, like not just in that.
Well, you
just
were
in
important to the
anything,
story.
There's not a ton of character official names.
Janitor.
the weatherman
Yeah.
didn't have a name.
Yeah.
Until like
It's just that.
someone effed up and we did a weird newscasters, then we filmed the janitor. Someone called me Ben.
you said I'm Ben over here and
Something like that.
in
I think it
JVW.
was you.
Yeah, it might have been. Fix Mitch's microphone. It's falling.
It's free,
Falling.
free falling.
We have a lot of issues. The way these mounts mount to this folding table,
I may need a new one.
it's not the arm.
Yeah.
It's just the table. It's the way how
We'll
level
get
it
these.
is.
We're having
We can get
technical
those, yeah.
difficulties in the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Our studio, our
Yeah.
pop-up studio. That's pretty much what it is.
Pretty much.
Well,
It
speaking
works.
of names, did you see Russell Crowe's character in Unhinged is just called The Man on
Is it
IMDb?
really?
Yeah.
Now you know what a bad day is, or what?
I'm going to show you what a bad day is.
Whatever his quote is. The most anticipated movie probably of the summer.
Yeah, really.
One of the only movies coming out in the summer.
Right.
Unhinged.
15-cent tickets.
Affiliated with
Yeah, really.
promoting
No,
it,
we're-
but, yeah, it looks good.
it does. Well, you can see it for 15 cents.
You think Tenant's coming out? This is gonna come out?
What?
Oh, is that like backwards
Is
movie?
that Labor Day weekend?
I don't know. I actually don't know if it is. Supposed
Oh,
to
the
come
new
out. It's what's his face who still shoots on film.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
That does look good.
It looks good, but
We saw it. I think the trailer when we went to see 1917.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Joker, one of the two.
It was
Prob-
Joker.
I think it was both, honestly.
Yeah,
but
what's weird
It
is
looked
that
good.
I think
Yeah, no, it looked decent.
around us at least, none of the theaters I don't think are opened.
No.
I don't know.
Really?
I
No,
I know
I don't think
Jake's
anybody's
talked
open.
about the 15-cent AMC thing, but I don't know if anybody's actually doing it.
Because around here, you look at, I just typed in showtimes maybe not even a week ago, and everything just says temporarily closed.
Well,
Yeah.
South Hills Village is starting to open, like, because Jake's back at work, so like maybe they'll open.
is the
up.
mall open?
Theaters seem like such
Yes.
a weird.
It
thing
is?
to,
Okay.
Yeah.
to open
to
up right
open.
now? Yeah.
Because like, except for a drive-in, because it's
Yeah,
all
the-
about like the indoors and
Yeah.
like everything that is
Everything's
indoors.
contained.
Everything that is indoors, they're either spreading out
Yeah.
or shortening times.
Well, they're
If a
having
movie
like
is
drive-in
2 hours
concerts.
You
long,
don't cut a movie
You don't
up.
cut a movie.
But the
It's
thing
2
with like
hours.
those type of movies, you have to see those kinds of movies in theaters.
Any
Like if they
Christopher
do,
Nolan with
yeah,
the
you have
sound,
to see that
I
in
mean,
theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Those big movies or stuff that he's done, you have to see those in theaters.
Like or is Black Widow coming out in theaters?
I have no idea.
I see with that.
See, I
like,
think with
I
those
would
kind of-
agree, it's better to see them in movies, but I would just release them.
I mean, with those kind of Marvel
But-
movies, I think
Yeah.
personally I don't care.
No,
But I mean,
that's
I'm
how
not
I
going to
am.
pay $20 for an
Well-
on-demand movie.
But like
See,
something like 1917 or a Christopher
Yeah.
Nolan thing or a big
Spielberg.
yeah or Spielberg
Right.
some big or like a
Blockbuster.
big scale war movie or something like that. I would
Yeah.
like to see that in theaters
Or like, what was that?
or someone who has a nice
What was
surround
that
sound.
Ford versus Ferrari? That's
Yeah.
like specialized on the sound
well,
of the
it
cars,
won.
right?
It won sound a couple
Yeah.
Editing,
sound mixing,
sound mixing,
something
editing
like
or
that.
something.
Mhm.
Yeah, I never got a chance
Best
to see
editing
that.
too with the car racing,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I thought
I didn't think it was
the way
going
it
to do
was
well.
marketed. I thought it was one of those just like, oh, it's a throwaway summer movie. I didn't know it was actually like supposed to be really
Yeah,
good.
when I was looking
Yeah.
at the awards for Best Picture, that one was the
There.
one that threw me off.
it was like,
Well,
this
it
was
came
good.
out in January,
Who
right?
directed that again?
I don't even.
It was
remember.
someone big, right?
Yeah.
January
Because-
movies never do well.
Yeah.
But
I guess
I mean,
that's fair.
1917 and
But yeah, the movies for the limited amount of movies that actually could come out this year were pretty solid, I
Mhm.
think. Wait,
Yeah,
when
I
was
agree.
Joker? Was Joker?
Joker
Joker was
2019.
October.
That was almost.
It was
a year.
the end of
That
last.
was almost a year ago.
Was it? A
It was
year ago?
October, yeah.
Holy
Because I remember
shit.
we went to
Almost.
see the Joker,
Yeah.
and then we came back here and filmed.
Yeah,
First time
you're
filming,
right.
yeah.
You're
Yeah,
right.
it
So
was, yeah.
about it was
Because we were like, hey, we're here, we can start.
right. Yeah, that's I didn't even think of that.
It's crazy. Even though we have nothing now, next year and the year after, we're gonna have a crap load
Mhm.
of everything just piled on. to each
Well,
other.
here's the
Yeah.
other thing. Here's the other interesting thing is like I know that they are filming stuff in Hollywood, but are they actually filming? So like, is next year gonna suck and the year after gonna be good? I mean, we really don't.
Yeah,
Possibly.
I don't know.
Like right now they're not. I bet
heard
like
they-
right now and a few months ago, I guarantee you they're not filming anything huge.
But
They
just
started
imagine.
filming the Jurassic Park movie.
Okay.
They
I
brought
saw
the
s-
crew back. I don't know if they returned
But I-
because
Yeah, I
I
saw
bet movies
that,
like Marriage Story,
yeah.
where it's not a lot of people, and the
Mhm.
right to Netflix, I bet those will start coming out.
Well,
Right.
like
what
that.
I was gonna say is they started refilming. God, I don't even know what the hell it's called. Shang-Chi or what's the name?
Shang-Chi.
What's that
Shang-Chi.
Marvel
Oh,
movie?
yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
They've been filming that,
That's
haven't
what I
they?
mean. They've started
Mandarin
doing that.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that movie.
That's what I call it. 'cause
It'll be good.
the actual Mandarin movie. It better be
Right.
good. They cannot ruin him twice.
I did my
Well,
research.
I don't
It
really
looks
care
good.
about it, but regardless,
It's James Mangold for Ford vs Ferrari, by the way.
Did you
Oh.
did you hear about that movie finally coming out called The New Mutants?
Yeah.
It was filmed in like 2017 or something, and it was made by the original 20th Century Fox because it's an X-Men movie.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I remember a few years ago reading up on that.
Mhm.
Like, oh, they're trying to mix some scary stuff in, and then just I kind of forgot. Like one day I was thinking, whatever happened to that movie? And I looked it up and I found out first it was delayed for whatever production reason during the initial shoot of it. Then they had to stop when Disney bought it for some reason. It got
Yeah.
pushed back again, and
probably
it went
just
on,
budget stuff. Yeah.
and it went into a limbo.
Dead period, yeah.
Just they didn't know what was going to happen with it, and it finally got a release date for last April, and then this whole pandemic shut it down
Aw.
again. So I think that's another movie.
I
that's
saw
coming out.
a Twitter advertisement for or something like that.
I
Yeah,
saw it
it's-
advertised on TikTok.
I don't know if it'll do that
Yeah, maybe
good
that too.
because
You guys are
it was
obsessed.
originally tied in with the Hugh Jackman
Yeah.
Wolverine
Yeah.
stuff,
Oh, okay.
but it doesn't have any. It's going to be its own thing now.
Yeah,
I mean-
How about the Snyder
There's a certain
Cut?
order to watch those movies anyway. Like the X-Men movies are kind of all over the place
Yeah,
in
They have
terms
a
And they're
of.
kinda
they
not
have a
that good
terrible
either.
timeline. I think.
Yeah.
They're not that good either.
No, I
The
mean,
original few.
yeah, the original 3 were good.
trilogy.
What's
First Class was
what's
good.
The,
I like First Class.
I haven't really seen
is that
any
the
of them.
one? Which one's First Class? I get them
First
all
Class
mixed
is
up.
like young
Prequel.
Xavier.
It's like the
Yeah, he can still walk.
Yes,
I like that one.
with
That one
James
was good.
Yeah, I
McAvoy.
like that one.
James McAvoy and someone else. I know Oliver Platt's in it.
I'm trying to think who else is in that. Yeah, it's the guy who plays Magneto. I forget his.
Yeah.
Oh,
I forget his name now.
yeah. Crap.
It's gonna come to me at like 2 a.m.
But yeah, the original ones were. One
They're
of
not
the
bad.
First,
No,
the
they're not
first,
bad.
Superhero, like
Mhm.
when they did the what would you like the 2000s comeback with the early
Yeah.
Spider-Man movies. They
Yeah.
were,
Right.
I think the first X-Men was 2000. It came out.
Yeah. Well, I remember I saw the previews for Origins, and I was like, okay, I'm really excited to see that. And then I saw it, and it was terrible.
I saw it in the theater, and it was
Really?
X-Men Origins.
Yeah.
Wolverine. It
Yeah.
was-
Well, the Wolverine I think was better than Origins.
yeah. Then there's a movie just called The Wolverine. and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
I
I
haven't
don't
seen
Which the
nearly
one-
all
what's-
I
of
haven't
them.
which
seen
one's-
any of those. and I don't
Origins does
understand
have
the timeline at
Deadpool.
all.
I know, but
And it's
he's-
Ryan Reynolds.
I know
If-
he's
if-
horrible. It's
yeah.
horrible. I mean that's the reason he made the actual Deadpool movies because
Oh,
he
really?
didn't get to do what he wanted to do with Deadpool in that movie.
Huh.
That's why I was so confused when Deadpool came out because I thought it was a continuation of that. Before
Right,
there
yeah.
was any trailers
And
or
he looks so
anything.
different too in Origins.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like
Didn't
I-
they
when
kill
I
his
saw it,
Deadpool?
did he what?
Didn't they kill his Deadpool or
no,
something?
he
Well-
killed him, but then at the end they teased that he was regenerating.
Deadpool has the same powers as Wolverine, kinda. He has regeneration and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Which is
I don't remember. I just
I'd
remember.
love to see him in the
I remember.
MCU.
I remember seeing that movie and I'm like, that's not fucking Deadpool.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm like,
really like Days of Future Past
which
though.
is funny if you look back, they made a toy line for X-Men Origins Wolverine,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the figures they released was Deadpool, but it was the original
the red suit
Deadpool, and
and
that
stuff like that.
toy I think goes for a lot of money
Huh.
because it
Probably
wasn't in the
does.
movie.
Yeah,
and
I would imagine.
it was
I-
just and
I have a Silver Surfer that's probably worth a lot of money someday.
like
'cause-
a-
From the Fantastic Four movie.
okay.
Oh yeah.
What movie
I
was it
actually
where
like those movies.
Wolverine
Kept it
was
in the box and
Japan?
everything, yeah.
Nice.
That was the Wolverine.
The Wolverine? Is that
Yeah.
what, I just know he fought Silver Samurai and I just remember catching the fight of that movie.
Mhm.
Is that the one where he meets the guy who created the something that
I
made
don't
him
remember.
regenerate or so? I
The,
haven't seen it.
The
I've seen bits and pieces of it.
shit, what do they call it? The X Pro? No. Something with an X or something like that. I forget. I should know this. Whatever.
Or
Did
maybe
you
it was
guys-
the guy who could make him mortal? Was it the guy who could? There's something like that.
Don't
in the
remember.
Movie. I'm not the best with superhero movies.
Yes. When was the last one you saw? When did you stop watching all the Marvel movies? Was it Black Panther?
Let me think.
I know
Well,
you
when I
got
was a
sick of
kid-
them.
When I was a kid, I mean, I will admit, I went to see the first Iron Man in theaters. I saw
Oh, yeah.
Iron Man 2 in theaters, the Captain America, the first Avenger, and then the Avengers. And I liked them and stuff. So then after that is when I kind of started. I mean, I still watched them. Then there was a while I just didn't see any because they came out maybe 2 a year.
Yeah.
And then there was the big hype for Civil War. And then I went back and rewatched all of them. And I was just not phased
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. It's
No, I
it loses
totally,
its luster for some people quicker than like mine's. It's gone for me pretty much. I really don't give a shit.
Yeah. Like
I just
mean-
think in general the superhero market's totally inflated.
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It's because like the build up for Endgame, I had to finish that, and now I just don't care.
That's my whole thing. Like I feel I was very into it, so that's something that I became passionate about and all. But now that like Endgame's over, and then like I went back and I rewatched them all. I think over quarantine or maybe like right going into quarantine.
I did mine in December over Christmas.
and-
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, yeah, I do remember. Like it was good. I liked it and
Yeah.
all, but I don't think I'll get attached to it again. Like these new movies that are coming out, I'll see them in theaters just because I like to go to the theaters, but I don't really care to watch anything else but those. And even still, that won't knock my socks off.
And funny enough, the movie, even though I'm not crazy about Marvel, obviously. The movie that ruined superheroes for me was Justice League.
Oh, that movie's
Because
trash.
This is the reason, and I get hate for it, but I enjoyed what DC was originally doing with their universe, making it darker. And I
me
thought
too.
that was a good alternative.
Zack Snyder did it the best.
You could have Marvel, which is more lighter and family friendly.
Yeah.
And you could have DC, which is borderline R-rated.
It's like it's grittier. It's
Okay.
it's like it's darker. It's you can do more adult themes per se, like how the first Iron Man's kind of like that. So I mean,
I liked Man of Steel. I think that could be a good movie on its own.
I saw that in theaters. I didn't know that was supposed to be connected with anything.
I will admit I liked Batman versus Superman, even though you can tell that the studio really had a hand in some scenes thrown in.
Yeah, I like that movie too.
The Ultimate Edition's way better. I mean, if you were to...
Isn't it longer?
Yeah, it's over 3 hours.
The
like 30
original's
minutes
like,
longer.
what, 2 hours and 30 minutes or so?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But
okay.
if I were to show anyone, I'd just go straight to that one.
Yeah.
Because I rewatched that again.
I'd like to see that, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a bit
Do you
since
have
I've seen
that
it.
on...
Rated R. Yeah,
Do you have that on... We should watch that on
Blue.
your screen one day.
Before the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, we should.
So I like those two. Then Suicide Squad came out, and that's a movie, the first time you see it right away, it's clear that movie was filmed and then someone went back and chopped it up.
Yeah,
and
it was.
even the director
I've
hates
never
it.
seen it.
He said that isn't what he wanted.
Yeah, I don't like Suicide Squad at all.
That didn't do it for me, but then I saw Justice League, and originally I just thought it was meh, but then the stuff started coming out how you rewatch
So
it
much
again,
of it,
it's terrible. They tried to be Marvel. Which
I remember you. I think I don't remember who went with you, but I remember Did you go opening night?
I went opening weekend with.
Okay, I remember you came
cousins
back to school and were telling us about it. And you're like, for the first X amount of time, it was like the rest of the DC movies, and then all of a sudden it just made this switch to the happy Marvel.
It felt like two people's movies that were completely opposite visions. I mean, you have some scenes that were just so gritty in it. I can't even say that because it seems like even the gritty stuff, they turned the color filter up, and it just looked
Yeah,
weird.
I noticed that. The way that it was color corrected was just really odd. It felt not real.
Yeah, and then there's the stories about, you could say what you want about Zack Snyder, about as a director, but he's just basically a big fan. He loves what he does. Even if you watch any of his commentaries or his behind the scenes stuff, the cast all agrees that they get along with him, and that's the reason why a lot of people got fallout or didn't want to. There was fallout on set because he left, and it was revealed later that they actually fired him instead of his voluntary
leave of
Why
absence.
did they fire him? I don't even know.
Because
He probably wanted to
they
make
didn't like
it.
his direction.
Yeah.
He wanted to make it serious and dark, and
And not like
They
the
weren't about it.
Marvels, smart jackass,
Yeah.
Iron Man, Guardians of the Galaxy style.
Yeah.
But I mean, DC's
those
kind of
are
supposed to
entertaining.
be darker.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which I didn't. I mean, I was fine with the first few movies, but then they tried to be just Marvel. I know there were some dumb things in Batman vs Superman, but I honestly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Just as a whole. But those two first movies I really liked. They're some of my favorite superhero movies.
I mean, when you're head person, I guess you would say Batman for DC. You'd say Batman probably.
Yeah.
When
Most
your head
popular, at
person is that, you have to be dark and gritty. Like, look
Yeah.
at all of his villains. It's all mass murder, and it's all the Joker's insane and stuff like that. But you look, who's Marvel's main person? Spider-Man? Iron Man?
For a
Captain
while,
America?
it was definitely
I mean,
Spider-Man.
Yeah, like in the comic
Yeah.
days, it was
In
definitely
the MCU,
Spider-Man.
now it's Iron Man, but
But like, you look at that, like,
Or
what is
Cap.
it? I mean,
If you look at the early 2000s, those Spider-Man movies destroyed the box office.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
Iron
Those
Man's
are the
villains
best.
are kind of
No doubt.
tame compared to Batman, and some of Spider-Man's, there's some of them are really good, some of them just kind of suck. That's where I think DC and Marvel are different. The villains are a lot better in DC.
oh yeah, Joker's better
You
than
can
any.
think of more off the top of your head.
Yeah, like if you probably went up to
And
like
they're all Batman villains.
and they're all Batman.
Lex Luthor.
Well, some of the Batman villains cross over with Justice League.
yeah.
like,
Joker
Those
is
that's
in-
like all I
Joker,
really
yeah.
know is like Joker, Penguin, Lex Luthor.
That's Superman. So
That's really all I know.
I mean, in
Two-Face.
some people
Two-Face,
have
yeah.
seen the other movies. You got Two-Face and then
Bane.
like Riddler, Bane.
Bane. Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, those are all better than
Is Scarecrow in any of the new
MCU
movies?
villains.
He was in Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Okay, so not.
And
I'm just
Dark
trying to think.
Knight
Okay.
a little bit.
So I have a question then.
All right.
What are they doing with this new DC stuff? Like does Joker have anything to do with anything going in the future
I hope
or
it
in the
doesn't.
past?
I think Joker
And then
is its
this-
own movie.
Okay, and then this
I believe.
new
I hope
Batman,
so.
does this tie in with Justice League, or is this like bam started
it's a new
something
thing.
new?
Like
is
Robert
this their
Pattinson
attempt at
Yeah.
the MCU?
Batman's its own thing.
Yeah.
The Robert Pattinson Batman is
This new one that's
Yeah.
coming
I
out.
believe it's its
He's
own
like
thing.
a young kid.
That's what I
right?
heard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know him really.
And then they just announced that Michael Keaton for the DCEU, like equivalent to Marvel's
Yeah.
universe, Michael Keaton's going to be back as an older Batman, and Ben
Okay.
Affleck's returning for the Flash movie.
Okay.
See, that's
So
where
there's
I'm
gonna
so
be three
confused.
Yeah.
There's going to be 3 Batmans at once, and
Jesus.
because DC had
They need to like. That's the one thing with DC. They need to set themselves straight so that I know what the hell's going on if I'm not much of a fan.
Yeah, it's
you know?
difficult.
Because like I'm not much of a DC
I
fan.
think-
I like the movies when I go watch them, and I'm like, okay, does this tie in with
I'm
this
not a
at all?
comic book.
I'm like, I
fan
don't get
at
it at all. I don't get it at all.
I
I'd like
think
to.
it should be all their own. I think that's for DC. I think that's what they should do. I think they should try to make themselves different. Joker did very well.
And
being
you
its
could
own.
have
Joker's one of my favorite movies.
with DC. What I think would be smart is say this like this new Flash movie. For the most part, all your movies can be their own thing,
Mm-hmm.
but there'll be some crazy thing like the Flash messes up a timeline, and
Yeah.
that's where you get your crossovers.
Yeah, like-
rarely though. You know,
DC, I think, has a
like a multiverse.
they both have it, but DC's is explored more because the Flash can do it, and then you got theirs is a little bit more complicated, but it's more prevalent, I believe, than Marvel's multiverse. When
Yeah,
they jump
I mean,
around
I-
timelines,
I have no idea.
I know
what's
X-Men
going on,
jumps
so-
around a lot in the
Yeah,
movies, and the comics.
X-Men's wiped out some of their timeline. There's been movies. I think they retcon a lot too in X-Men
Yeah, I don't.
because there's with the X-Men franchise. I believe there's characters. There's multiple actors that play the same characters throughout the series, but then
Well,
there's
I
the
mean-
same like Wolverine will be Hugh Jackman.
If
for
you
all the
look at
movies.
Quicksilver's in X-Men, and he's in which Marvel movie was that?
Age of Ultron.
Yeah, he's in both of those, different people. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
that was
it's
before
interesting. Yeah, it was before
the
the
Fox
the
Disney.
merge.
And
That's
now
how
Michael
they-
Keaton's doing it.
That's how
because
they
he
got
was
Scarlet
in
Witch, too.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What
He
was
was
that
in
He's the
New-
Vulture.
Homecoming.
Yeah.
He's in that Jared
Whatever.
Leto. What's the vampire? Morbius.
Blade.
Michael Keaton's
That's
awesome.
gonna be
I
the-
like him.
The new Jared Leto vampire Marvel movie.
Is that Jared Leto playing that?
Morbius. And then,
Yeah,
and
Morbius,
then
yeah.
Michael Keaton's Vulture's in that movie. But it's going to be
Yeah,
Sony.
Yeah, I think they're trying to set up the Sinister
Oh,
Six. They kind of
yeah.
teased it at the end of Homecoming
That's what I heard.
because that was they showed Scorpion or a guy with a scorpion tattoo, inferring he is Scorpion.
given that was like 3 years ago now,
Yeah.
but I remember watching like a YouTube video on it, and they did mention something with the Sinister Six was going to be involved.
Well, they tried
And-
to do that with the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man's. I
Oh,
And
remember.
that was so
Amazing
bad.
If you remember
Spider-Man
at the
bombed
second-
and it ruined
So
everything.
bad.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing that the first Amazing Spider-Man was just basically a remake of.
Oh, it
Tobey
was
Maguire
almost
was the
Yeah.
new
yeah.
villain.
It was okay.
But then the second one, it wasn't even a Spider-Man. It was just set up.
See, I
for
liked
everything.
Spider-Man a ton as a kid, but I just from whenever I found out that they were remaking Spider-Man with the Andrew whatever the hell
Garfield, yeah.
Garfield, I've never seen those ones because
Don't.
I was told don't.
Yeah,
These
they're
suck.
The
There's
way
no
they did
point.
the
The Andrew
Sinister
Garfield
Six.
ones?
Yeah,
I think
The second
I
one's
think
so
they're
bad.
terrible.
I heard he was good in them.
if you're gonna
That's
watch
it.
them, watch the first one. Don't watch the second.
Okay.
the funny
I'm
thing is
not
the best
going
thing
to.
about them is Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone.
Yeah, I
have good
heard. I
chemistry.
heard she was good with him.
Mm-hmm.
But like the way they did the villain, like the Rhino was in a mechanical suit.
And he was
Yeah.
wasn't he advertised as the main villain for
Yeah,
that
and he
movie?
was
Yeah.
he was Russian, so like that's not right. And
That
then
movie
they had
ruined the Green Goblin too. I hated the Green Goblin in
Was
the
it like
second
an
one.
orange goblin or something?
Hobgoblin,
too?
Hobgoblin, which is
Oh.
Harry.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Hobgoblin is so the Green Goblin is what's his first name? Osborn, the
Harry
dad.
Osborn. Harry
Harry
Norman.
Osborn's
Norman's
the
the
son.
dad.
Norman Osborn
Which one's
is
the guy
Green
with
Goblin.
the arms?
The
Doc
arms,
Ock.
Doc Ock.
Dr. Octavius.
Yeah, Dr.
He's a cool
Octavius.
character.
Yeah, he is. He was the villain in the second
Alfred
Spider-Man
Molina,
Tobey
yeah.
ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I liked him in the
Mhm.
in those Spider-Mans. And then Venom. That's one thing. I like Venom as a character. I think
Yeah.
he could be very cool.
I like the
I haven't-
symbiotes. They're
I
Venom and
wanna-
Carnage are very
I
cool.
want to see the Venom movie. I still
I've
haven't
never
gotten.
seen the Venom.
You need to
I
see
haven't
it.
seen it. I
Is
gotta
it-
see it.
It's
It
good.
looked
It's
decent.
really good. There's a second one
Okay,
coming
with-
out too.
With Marvel,
With
Woody Harrelson as Carnage,
okay.
which is going to be awesome.
there's only after the Fox thing. There's only the Disney Marvel, and then there's Sony, right? Which is just Spider-Man,
Right.
No, it's just Venom.
Venom.
Yeah.
No,
Right?
Because I believe
no.
Into the Spider-Verse was Sony.
So, Spider-Man is
Yeah.
still Sony, but the MCU has him on some sort of loan that allows him at 3 more movies, whether it's him starring in a movie or as like a side character in like an Avengers 5. Yeah.
And that's with the Hulk too. They can
Oh.
never make a movie called The Incredible Hulk,
Right.
Because the Hulk's owned
Same.
by
Universal.
Universal. So there's
Well, that's the thing is
Yeah.
they'll never get the Hulk. Plus, by the time that they may ever get the Hulk,
unless they own Universal.
what's his Mark Ruffalo that plays the Hulk? He's gonna be gone by then. He's older.
'cause
And
Disney,
he doesn't
they'll-
want to do it.
Yeah, the big studios left to
Yeah.
Disney, Universal. Warner
That's what.
Brothers.
If the MCU wants to continue on, they need to get the young actors, like how they got Tom Holland and stuff.
Yeah.
None of these after what the movies have become from the original Iron Man. Like I remember you and I watched Iron Man something like this winter, and we were like, "Holy shit, this is a lot, quote unquote, darker than what the current MCU movies are." None of these.
Even
adult
3 was kind of
actors-
dark.
Yeah, I mean,
Iron Man 3, yeah.
in retrospect,
the first set of the Marvel
in
movies.
comparison to like Endgame and Far From Home, they want the young actors. That's the only thing that would keep it.
Well-
because they need to appeal more towards kids then.
The guy who plays
there's
Falcon
no-
really hates working with Tom Holland, from what I've
I
heard.
believe that's a joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I think that's a running
that's
joke.
the running
on,
joke. Is
that's
that
a
no
running
one
joke
likes
on
Tom
like media
Holland
tours and stuff like that.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's entertaining. I like because it's
Oh,
like,
Yeah,
Andrew
it's-
Mackie.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
he's just that guy. Just
Just the way he
trash talks
sounded,
everyone.
I don't...
Nah, he's funny.
hilarious.
He's actually really funny, a nice
I'm
person.
trying to think. I believe the last Marvel movie I watched was
We
definitely
saw,
in the theater.
We saw Thor with Twitty, right?
Which Thor?
Ragnarok.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, did I go with you guys to that one? I think I did.
I saw the
Probably.
Spider-Man Homecoming in theaters.
I was there
That
with
was
you too.
before that, I believe.
I thought
And
Black Panther was your last one.
I think that was the last. But at that point, I kind of went. Like I didn't even when I went to see them, I wasn't really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
invested.
what I when I found out what the MCU was Homecoming. I didn't even know it was a thing prior to that. when
That's
I
the
went.
reason I walked out of. I mean, it's kind of an unpopular opinion, but I walked out of Homecoming and I was just thinking that didn't feel like a Spider-Man movie.
No.
In my opinion,
It
just
felt like an Iron Man movie with
Yeah.
Spider-Man in it.
Far From Home was pretty good, though. I liked Far From Home.
I,
And
More
don't
than
know
I
how-
liked
That one was
Homecoming.
better.
I don't know how
I think.
Spider-Man Homecoming got a PG-13 rating. I thought it was kind of mild. You know, as for
You think it should just be PG?
how did they get that
Borderline.
difference? I know I go to school for this. I
I
should
think
know.
he said shit. I think so.
Is that it?
And shit's like the word
Yeah.
that it's like 13.
Like, you can only
You
say
know-
one F word in a PG-13.
Yeah.
What movie was I watching recently where it was obvious they used their one fuck in this? Oh, what movie was it? I can't remember.
I think I watched that with you.
I think we were watching it.
Because I specifically remember they said the F word.
Was it Planet of the Apes? The first one?
it was the second one.
No,
Yeah,
No,
near
because
the
we
end
just
of-
watched
it
that.
was the first.
It was the
one.
second one.
Did they use it at the end, too?
Yeah, whenever
I
they're
think it was
about
the
to blow up the tower, and he says something.
Yeah.
about
It was in the first one too.
But it was in the first one because we were next to each other and we both like that was their one fuck.
I was like, they said.
That was their one fuck. I think Jake was like, "That was their one fuck."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, it was." I think it was in the first one.
Yeah,
but
it
it was the
was.
way they used it was funny.
Yeah,
Because
those,
of as filmmakers, we were like, we know that. You can say that once.
There's your
Yeah.
one, there's where they decided to use their one fuck.
My
best
dad
trilogy
actually
of all
told me
time,
that
by the
years
way, in my
ago.
opinion.
It's-
Just really
it's
quick
It's
good.
pretty good as watching it for the first time
Yeah.
ever. I've never
Yeah.
really had an interest. Like the trailers never got me interested in it.
You know, that's another like set of films like this recent Joker that it's like you kind of want the villain to win, even though you don't really like him.
Oh, that's
that's when it's good.
I don't talk about it much until you see the third one. But oh my,
But what's his name's not a villain really anymore.
These movies aren't. I just don't think they're nearly talked about.
No.
It's not that they're bad.
I don't know anything about it.
I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, they're so underrated. It's just they got the proper ratings, and if you check,
I think the
highly
trailers
praised.
are misleading.
Yeah.
Because like when we saw the first one, I remember seeing the trailer for the first one. I'm like, oh, that's what this is about. Because it's
I
didn't know there was any science
That-
involved. I
that
thought it was
was
just
one-
monkeys got smart.
And
that
it
was
has
one of
the
the cool things for me.
And it has the burden of, similar to the Batman Begins, of at this point when that was released, those movies were kind of a joke. I mean,
Yeah.
if you watch the old ones,
Yeah.
they're so corny, and
Yeah.
except the first one, if you've seen the original movie, but the sequels are kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
They rebooted it in 2000, and that movie, Tim Burton
Was
did
that the
it,
Tim Burton ones? Yeah.
and it was just one movie and it failed. I don't really care for that one, but I mean, it's the movies. Honestly, another reason I like them is because they never. There was no reason they should have succeeded, but a prequel to a series that was at this point hadn't been touched in years. But I don't know. Ever since they came out, I saw them in theaters, and I really liked them.
I don't know how I felt about George Clooney as Batman, though. I didn't like
Yeah.
George Clooney as much. Michael Keaton is... I mean, nothing beats Adam West
I love that.
as the original.
Batman and Robin nearly killed the franchise. I mean,
Yeah.
that was even George Clooney said, "I ruined Batman." Mm-hmm. After something along the lines of he ruined.
Well,
the character.
what was it? I'm not the biggest Jim Carrey fan, but Jim Carrey was a good Riddler. I will say that.
Funny enough, speaking of Batman Forever, with all this whole Snyder Cut thing out, there's apparently at Warner Brothers, it's just sitting around. There's a nearly 3-hour cut of Batman Forever, and it's darker. Like it's
Huh.
it's
Where's
more
this
like
at?
the
I heard
Tim
about that.
Yeah, the Tim Burton movies.
I did hear about that.
And I was looking at some pictures, and they have a few clips of it, of just deleted scenes, and I think also with the Snyder Cut, I think this is going to open up a whole new era of
Oh, yeah.
Releasing movies.
re-releasing what the director originally wanted,
Absolutely.
especially if a studio just butchered
Yeah.
a movie.
I feel like that with all this stuff happening, like the Justice League, the Sonic movie,
Yeah.
I think studios are going to, at least I would hope they would, start maybe leaning more towards the director, giving them a little bit
didn't
more
they say
creative control.
Rise of
Until
Sky-
it goes to R, that's whenever they say, "Oh
Yeah.
wait, never mind. We're still trying to appeal to kids."
Well, I think
Didn't
like
they
obviously, but
say-
like giving the control to like make it a little bit grittier. Like not every superhero movie has to be this cut and paste thing that is probably going to make you a bunch of money, just because people go see them because it's superhero.
Mhm.
But it's taking a risk at making something that's a good story and a superhero movie.
But
Well,
even if oh, sorry, Mitch, you could.
Didn't they say Rise of Skywalker wasn't...
Yes.
Oh, it's
was
completely different.
nothing like what George Lucas
I'd love
wanted.
for the Abrams version to be
Or
released.
Abrams. I was thinking Lucas.
Apparently,
Same
wasn't
thing.
I didn't. This is the only. Well, I didn't see Solo or Rise of Skywalker, but from what I heard, wasn't Abrams clearly brought in last minute to just kind of patch together something?
Well, not entirely. They knew he was going to be in it, but Ryan
the s-
Johnson for 8, he just changed so much that Abrams wasn't ready for, and it was as if they brought him in last minute. The amount of changes that need to be made,
It
and
doesn't
from what
flow.
he did, and what Disney wanted him to do then, just didn't line up at all. I'm pretty sure Abrams even said that he's not a fan of it.
Originally, yeah, I forgot his name. Whenever they announced the sequel trilogy, it was going to
Yeah.
be Abrams,
Ryan
Johnson, and then Colin
yeah, it was supposed to
Trevorrow,
be
the
somebody
guy who
else.
the guy who did Jurassic World. I forgot his name.
Oh, okay.
Then I heard apparently after the Last
The
Jedi,
Last Jedi.
Yeah.
they said they got rid of Trevorrow and said Abrams come back.
That was
Yeah.
the last one
Yeah,
you
see
saw,
that?
right? Was Jedi. Last
Yeah.
Jedi.
And
That's a terrible movie.
Yeah.
this thing is. I'm not gonna sit here like all the people. Oh, that ruined Star Wars. It
No.
just to me when the sequel trilogy came out, when I was little, I really loved the Star Wars, the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy.
Oh, yeah. There's
I
no
have
beating
fond-
that.
I have
Right.
fond memories with those. So, it wasn't even that I didn't like the new movies. It's just like my interest. I'm like, I like
My
them then,
Star Wars
and
interest altogether just kind of plummeted. To
My
be
thing with
honest.
Last Jedi, I say this to you guys all the time. I don't know if
I
I've
want
ever said it on
lightsabers.
here. Is it's a good movie, but it's a horrible Star Wars movie. Like it's not a
It's
good.
shot well.
Like,
What's
it
that?
Looks
It's
nice.
Last Jedi.
Oh yeah.
It's a good movie. It's a horrible Star Wars movie.
Well, that's the way Solo is. Solo's an excellent movie, but it's a terrible Star Wars movie.
I'd argue Solo was better than the Last Jedi.
I think it was.
Oh,
I
for
think-
sure,
I
but
think it
That's
definitely
why Last
I
Jedi
liked-
does so well critically, because it does all the movie stuff right.
Mhm.
Like it's pretty, the story's correct, but
I
like,
liked
it's not
Solo
correct
better
in
than
Star
Rogue
Wars.
One.
The weird thing is, they insert stuff in The Last Jedi, though, that was never made apparent with anything in the trilogy. Or
Yeah.
the series, as a matter of
Right.
fact, before that. Like the...
Even in
The guy wanted to make it like a standalone movie when it isn't a standalone movie.
like someone gets... Is it Leia that gets launched into space?
Yeah,
and
I'd
just
like
lives?
and
yeah.
then she becomes Mary Poppins. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then they ram the... That's the hyperspace into...
Was that one?
Is that the one where
that
they...
was actually kind of neat.
That was the
It
one
was
thing
neat.
I was wondering, why didn't they do that before? With
Yeah,
any-
it was neat, but
Yeah.
why didn't like they throw a cerulean cruiser or whatever and like Return of the Jedi through the Death Star or something like that?
I guess that might have been cool.
Exactly my
Wouldn't
point.
have
So
made
like,
for a good movie though.
but
Destroy
like,
planets.
yeah, or like it's just stuff
Yeah.
like that, or even in the last one, like, oh, we can force heal now. It's like,
yeah,
okay,
that's
that was
do-
obviously thrown in there in the
I
Mandalorian
was
thing
gonna
when
say
Baby
that.
Yoda force healed someone. Was it Mando? I don't remember.
I have no idea.
I just think George Lucas. I think he told his story and was basically
Yeah.
like, you could do whatever you want.
I don't
with it.
know
See,
why.
I was totally fine with the whole Mandalorian thing coming out because that's separate. And I think
I've
that's
never seen
actually.
that.
I think that's actually.
think you might
pretty
actually like
decent.
that.
But I heard
The
Dave
Mandalorian's good.
Is it Dave
Yeah.
Filoni?
Yeah.
Or,
Well,
I don't know if I'm
Filoni.
saying it
I
right.
He's
think
like
that's how you
he's
say
like
it.
how you're talking earlier about Snyder, just a fan.
Yeah,
He's a
'cause he
fan
did-
that makes movies.
He was the heart behind the Clone Wars. I mean,
Do you know he's local?
is he really?
He's from Lebo.
Yeah,
Did not know that.
He's from
Huh.
Lebo.
yeah, he's from.
He
Lebo.
always wears a cowboy hat.
Hmm
Yep.
Right over the hill from us, really.
Yeah,
7 steps from me.
like
Yeah, really.
That's what,
15
Clone
minutes
Wars was
from here.
awesome. The
Clone
first-
Wars is awesome.
Just growing up, that was an awesome kid show.
Yeah.
Borderline
Did you watch the final season?
He doesn't have Disney Plus.
Did not.
Oh,
Oh, it's on
it's
Disney
good.
Plus.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Was it
good.
all the ones that they scrapped?
No.
No,
Was it its own thing or new? stuff?
It's a
It's very
continuation.
good. It's very good.
That's what I have, the box set of the first.
5 seasons. 6, 5.
I think
There
it was
five,
6.
and it's basically like a DLC
Yeah.
where they included like this little. There was like 10 episodes
Yeah.
maybe that were going to be for the next season. They're just like, oh, here, you know,
Did
we weren't
DLC.
We couldn't release them, so here you go. Just
Huh.
Dave Filoni
Some
did Avatar,
downloadable
The Last
content.
Airbender. He did parts of that too, and that's really good.
I still
It's
need to
kinda
rewatch that.
it's
I need
kinda
to
the
rewatch
same
that
thing
and
as
Clone Wars.
I love how you say Clone Wars is a kid show. There's these things on YouTube and like TikTok they show it's a
the
kid
first
show.
season was.
And so many people are dying, getting lights. Like I don't even. Do you even see lightsabers go through people in the original trilogy?
The original
No.
trilogy.
Like okay, in A New Hope, a guy gets his arm cut off,
That's it, really.
but you don't see lightsabers going through people in Clone Wars. You do see that, and it's a kid show.
Luke gets his arm chopped off.
I was gonna say Luke gets his arm.
I mean, yeah,
chopped
you
off.
get your
That's
arm-
in Empire, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, is that it? No one gets stabbed like through the heart or something. Like people get stabbed through the heart in Clone Wars, a
Right.
kid show.
Yeah.
And the flamethrowers and stuff.
Yeah,
There was that one episode where. That's crazy. The first season is just really an introduction to each of these characters and each of these planets. The second season's full out. Way darker.
well,
too.
that episode, what's it, Rookies? Is that like the 3rd episode?
That's a great episode.
That's one of my favorite episodes of a cartoon or cartoon
Where they're
kid
in
show
training, they're
ever.
on the base,
Yeah.
and they're
It's one of my
stranded,
favorite shows,
in the-
favorite episodes ever
Of any show.
Commando droids come out.
Yeah, and the one clone's like I mean, it's a kid show, and he goes, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "Well, that's a kid show. Are you allowed to say that?" Like, so
Yeah.
it's was always on the edge, which is why a lot of people like it.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Fives.
Yeah,
Funny enough is
55.
that on the Blu-ray box set there's a director's cut of that episode, and I guess they just cut a few lines out, and that was one of them.
Huh.
Because you could have it on. Because when you get to that episode, it says director's or I don't know how to say it. Maybe director's cut, regular version.
Yeah.
But there's two different.
Yeah.
I think there's
some
slightly
DLC.
different variations with it. But I think I watched in full the first 4 seasons. But it was a good show.
Yeah.
It always pushed the boundaries of being a
Yeah.
kid show, which is nice.
It was a shame because
No shows anymore do that.
No.
the first few seasons I was really into Star Wars, and did it end in like 2013-ish?
2014, I think. Well, it ended in, I want to say like 12, and then there was a season in 2014, and then there was a season this year or last year. No, this year.
Still to
Yeah,
this
this
day,
year.
probably my favorite Star Wars character ever from that show, Cad Bane, the
He's so
bounty
cool.
hunter.
He's so
Good
cool.
character.
Because I think Dave
He was supposed to be in Solo.
Filoni, he was supposed to be in Rogue One, I think too.
Or that's what I was. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
And I think because that's why he bore. I
With
think
a
he
cowboy
designed
hat?
him like. I don't know. He was like
His
own
voice
fan
was always
creation.
cool. It's just like Star Wars has the opportunity to have so many cool characters because you can make an alien cool however you want. And what I don't like about the live movies is they just keep coming back to Skywalkers. Like
They need more
Yeah.
Vader if they
I
want.
thought the
Yeah.
reason why I thought this previous trilogy was going to be cool was because I thought they'd take the fan input from the Clone Wars, the popular characters, storylines, and kind of mix them in with the old stuff. Because it was apparent that even though the prequel trilogy wasn't the best, to say the least, people really loved like Star Wars Battlefront, the levels with the Clone Wars stuff. They liked the Clone Wars
I've always
storylines.
wanted like a World War II kind of like Clone Wars movie TV show where you like
That'd
just
be
follow
amazing.
like a band of brothers kind of but clones.
like
I think that would be cool.
Like the arc, there was a 3-episode or 4-episode arc where they go to Geonosis, and just the first episode alone where they have to land there. It's awesome. I mean, like they're fighting in the sandstorm, and all you see is the
lasers,
bullets.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just stuff like that is.
And you could
You
do
know-
a lot. Like
you know
there's a
what
lot of
movies are
fucked up
super
plans in Star
underrated
Wars.
is not the Clone Wars, but Clone Wars.
The movie.
There's 2 of them.
There's the
They're each
original
about an
animated.
hour and a half. Yes, they're each about an hour and a half, and it's just battles basically.
Because it looks
And
like
it's
an old Cartoon Network.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's really, really solid. I mean, there's kid aspects to it, of
Yeah.
course, but it was like 5-minute like mini shows that
Yeah,
cut
I had
together.
one of
Oh,
the
the
discs.
2004 one.
Yes.
Oh, that's so good.
That's what I'm telling you about.
I think they might have been earlier than that.
It was 2003, I think.
I think it's 3, and then it continued.
They
to 4.
made these
Okay.
movies, or they made these 5-minute things flow into movies, and then they cut it into 2 movies where they had like that Ventress, I think that was her
Yeah.
name, that
I think that was.
bald girl.
Yeah.
With the 2.
Yeah,
The
Asajj
red-
Ventress.
I think that was the,
The
first
assassin.
first appearance of like Count Dooku,
It's first
Yeah.
appearance for General Grievous.
Grievous, and then
Right.
with Dirge.
They show how Grievous gets his cough in that.
Right.
because
Exactly.
they crush
Because
his
Mace Windu
lungs.
crushes his lungs,
Mace
yeah.
Windu, yeah.
Or no,
It was
no,
Mace
Shock
Windu.
T. I thought it was
No,
Shock
it was
T.
Mace Windu.
Okay.
I've watched that. A ridiculous.
What
I
does
put it
she
in
do
the
to him at
van.
the end?
I had it in the van,
Oh,
so
really?
I always watched that.
'Cause I
Every
know-
time there was a 2-hour trip, I'd watch one on the way there and one on the way home. Probably watched it 20 times.
I think I only had the first volume. There was
Yeah,
2 volumes.
There's 2 of. I have
I have
them
the first
both.
one. I've seen both. I only.
They're
have
on
the first
YouTube,
one.
I think.
Yeah, you could watch the entire thing on YouTube. But I
Nothing beats that one with Mace
loved
Windu
it.
and like
He-
that thing
he
that
fights
crushed
all
things,
the-
and he fights everyone with his fists.
Well, the one
in the
boys
sandstorm
watching.
Yeah.
with that crushing. Yeah.
Yeah.
While the kids watching him on the mountaintop,
And he hands him the water bottle. He just jumps away.
or the underwater battle with Kit
Kid
Fisto.
Fisto, yeah, like
that
that
made me
the
like
thing-
Kit Fisto.
The thing about that is it brought other characters into like the spotlight.
Right. That's
like no one
exactly
knows
right.
who Shock T is really, but she's at the end of it when she's
I'll-
protecting Palpatine.
My favorite part in that, though, I guess it's kind of bad, but whenever all of the Jedi are just getting destroyed by Grievous,
That's so cool.
just showing his
but that is
power.
so cool. Like
The guy,
When
runs
guy
out
looked-
that
to
guy
get-
runs out.
the guy who
just
looks like
boom.
Shaggy
Yeah,
He does look like Shaggy.
with Kiadi Mundi.
Yeah.
Kiadi Mundi, Shock T, and a bunch of Padawans.
Right. Yeah, that was cool.
Like
I
people
like
don't know
that.
who he is either. Like
And
they
that's
know
what
him
I-
as the
Mundi.
pointy head guy.
Pointy head
Pointy
guy that dies, and
that's what I think the Clone Wars really expanded on too.
Yeah.
It was those individual character moments.
That are
Yeah,
they're part of the
for
Jedi
sure.
Council. No one knows who they are. Like no one knows
you
Kiadi
imagine-
Mundi, Shock T.
how about
I
like
forget
that
the green
second
lady's
Yoda?
name. Yaddle.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
just-
has
then-
hair though, right?
Yeah, and then there's
Yogurt.
and Plo Koon. He's in like the Clone Wars TV.
He was
Plo
show.
Koon
focused
was
on
cool.
in the first season
Yeah.
of the show too. He was like the first.
Whoops.
Mitch is falling apart.
Mitch's
What's
mic
going
just-
on?
His arm stand just fell. Just hold it.
Yeah, that's
Just
what I've
hold the
been doing
mic.
anyway.
Okay. Just hold the mic.
Mike holding a mic.
We'll probably only be going for a few more minutes here anyways.
Yeah.
We're coming towards the end.
Do we want to do final takes?
We can do some final takes, sure.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, go ahead.
Any final takes? I mean,
A lot of movie
this
talk.
This is your floor to promote anything that you got coming up.
Yes, go for it.
So check in on my social media accounts for updates. I was originally going to do something else where I needed a bigger crew, bigger cast of people.
Bigger being like 4, right?
It was the one.
Oh, you had a lot of extras in it, right?
Yeah, but I just said I'll wait till whenever there's a vaccine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because just to be safe.
Keep waiting.
Yeah, but for now I'll just do that. The Guardian.
Yeah.
Just keep checking back. I don't know
and
when it's going to be released. I'm hopefully going to start filming next month.
Right.
What, your
and
social
as,
media
as
is-
all of us say too, if you need help, we're always there.
Absolutely.
And
Always.
You're
to be
your-
an extra.
Your Instagram,
film,
right? You
everything.
post stuff on your Instagram about stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, someone
Dallas
scored.
scored. Lights are going off. But yeah, you'll post stuff on your Instagram. That's it, right? You don't have anything else.
No, I do
Yeah.
not. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only thing I really use
Yeah.
for that type of stuff.
Yeah, Instagram, and then you'll post it on YouTube at the
Rusty Cage
Productions.
Yeah. The
Cool.
channel looks a little dead as of now, but
It'll be back.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
because with this
That's
time
been our
off,
philosophy lately.
Yeah.
with this time off, I've been writing a lot of scripts,
Mm-hmm.
so hopefully I could just start.
Just crank them out. Just
Yeah,
film,
crank 'em,
film,
pump 'em
film,
through.
film.
Absolutely. Yep.
But yeah, then I don't. Hopefully, now you don't really know when anything's coming out.
Yeah.
So
Right.
hopefully next month, even in a few weeks, I can start filming that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Anyone else?
Well,
Mitch?
we last.
Do we want another question?
Well, no,
to
I
close it
was
out?
sure we can. We can. We'll get to my point after your question then.
Well, no.
Or
do
in the
your point
meantime,
now.
while we're waiting for your question, Mitch, I feel like you got to send us off with another Nickelback song.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Not
Come
tonight.
on.
The voice is a little.
A little raspy.
I mean, his is, but
Uh,
I can't. They just released a cover of "Devil Went Down to Georgia."
Nickelback.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Looking for
it's
a
bad.
soul to steal.
I don't
so.
like it. Personally, I don't like it. I don't like that he changes the
It's-
lyrics.
I like.
Does he change it?
I like his voice.
He calls it it's a guitar, and he says guitar instead of fiddle, and he throws a fuck in there.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, that's Chad, but
I know, but like,
I like how he makes his voice a little deeper.
This photograph.
Go ahead.
I don't know any
I don't
of
know
the
the
lyrics.
words.
You kidding me? It makes me laugh. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Shinedown's a better band.
Absolutely.
oh, here we go. I
We
got a
going
good
to
one.
that concert?
I mean, tickets are $165 per car.
We're not go- Okay, so we're
Jesus.
not.
Oh wait,
going.
wait,
Yeah.
per car?
Per car, yeah.
How many people can we fit in the van?
8.
And it's only
Actually, that would be fun.
So
We
it's
could
like a
fit 8 of
drive-in?
us.
yeah, and
Oh,
it's
we could fit 8.
There's
It's a-
definitely a limit there because someone's gonna show up in a giant fucking RV with like
4
30
times
people.
4 people, I think.
Okay, we could fit. We
That's
could
still
we
nice
could
in the
slam
van.
Everybody
Yeah.
in the van. That could be a
It's-
fun night.
That
It's
sounds
only
fun.
the singer
Yeah.
and the guitarist,
That
Smith
did.
and Myers.
That
All right, you
definitely
guys
did.
ready for the end question of
The
the
Let's-
day?
ending
let's end
question
it
of
out,
the
yep.
day.
All right, so if you opened a restaurant, what kind of food would you serve?
No, come on, give me another
Okay,
one.
I
Food,
sure.
like whatever tastes good. Stuff with garlic.
Breakfast. Is our little secret open?
Oh, that's a great question.
That is a great question. I don't think they are.
Probably.
You
not.
can't social distance in there.
No.
No.
All right. What fictional characters have you had a crush on over the years?
Does it have to be like? Is it a cartoon or?
Fictional characters.
Do you have a crush on a cartoon?
No, but I didn't want to say a
what,
cartoon.
Jennifer Aniston's?
No.
Any of her characters?
I was gonna say Miranda Cosgrove, iCarly. I did. That was mine.
Hannah Montana.
Okay.
Shit, I don't even know.
I have no idea.
I watched cartoons as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me too. But how about Candace from Phineas and Ferb? There's yours, Mark.
I did not watch Phineas and Ferb as a kid. I was a Cartoon
Okay.
Network kid.
So
As a young kid, it was May from Pokemon.
what's that? Max and Ruby. Isn't she like
Never
a
watched that
rabbit?
either.
The rabbit.
Mark's into Ruby the rabbit.
What was that?
Title of this episode: Marks into a
What's that
rabbit.
new movie
Yeah.
with the rabbit that people got that weird.
Jojo Rabbit?
No.
Oh.
Not the one about Hitler.
No, Nazis.
It was the animated one, and people got that weird. Like there was that weird like pictures and like fan fiction.
Hop.
No, it's similar looking to Hop,
Fan fiction. Hop.
but it was the cartoon. It was all a cartoon,
I have no
and there
clue.
was like other animals in it.
It's to the point that I don't even
With
know
a
if
rabbit?
I want to know.
I don't know.
I have no
I'm looking it up.
All right, Mark, give us another one while Evan finds this. Give us another random question.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen on someone else's phone?
Porn.
That's not weird.
All
That's
right,
normal
it
in
was
today's
Well-
day.
Zootopia.
Oh, that.
Oh.
I know what you're talking
What's it
about.
called?
Zootopia.
I had to look up. It was a cop rabbit.
It's the
I had
rabbit's
to
a
look
cop.
up-
I didn't hear
know
anything
what you're
about
talking
that.
about.
Yeah,
And her
I-
assistance of the fox.
Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about, and
And there
I've
was that
seen
weird
it on.
ass-
I've seen it on Twitter, and it just needs to get out of the brain and just. It's weird. Let me tell you.
I haven't seen it.
That's a
but
Disney
yeah.
movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That explains it.
What's the question again?
What's the weirdest thing you've seen on someone else's phone?
Probably just their wallpaper, whatever it may have been. Just something like, why?
That's fair.
Like
yeah.
like a weird picture of a friend or something. It's
Yeah.
like, why is that
Like
your
mine's all of
wallpaper?
us on the last day.
Still?
Yeah,
Let
I
me
haven't
see.
gotten a picture to. I mean, it's black and white, but that's all of us on
That
the
looks
last day.
Dang, we look
That
good.
looks
Yeah.
scary.
It's the
So he
inverted
has
colors.
the inverted colors because it
The
helps his
weirdest
eyes.
thing on a
Someone else's
phone?
phone though.
there's multiple times I've walked by someone opening a Snapchat of
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm not nude or anything.
Yeah,
but
but
some,
revealing.
Some appendage.
Yeah,
Revealing.
yeah. That's
Huh.
Some cleave.
I've caught.
I don't know
some,
how I'd feel about that. Though.
and it's weird. Like, oh, is that? It'll be friends too. I'll be like, they'll look back and they'll say, oh, it's just a friend. And I'm like, is that your girlfriend or? They're like, no.
I can't think. I mean, like,
Something for
I
later.
definitely have seen a lot of shit on like when I would go on the T for school. I can't think of anything that stands out. I know I
Yeah.
remember. It's weird going to a film school. Not a lot of people do sports. I remember I saw people had a picture of Gritty, the Flyers mascot,
Uh-huh.
and they were talking about him. I'm like, do you guys know what that is? They're like, no, but I think he'd be great in a horror movie. I'm like, that's the Philadelphia Flyers mascot. They're like, what's a Philadelphia Flyer?
That's when
I'm
he
like,
hit the kid.
Oh, yeah. No, it was
Yeah,
before that.
Something like that.
Oh, okay.
Well, did you see Bailey, the Kings mascot, is getting charged with something, not
Yeah,
hitting people,
like
I
assaulted
think sexual
or
assault.
sexually
Hitting on
assaulted.
people.
I was gonna say,
Cheerleaders.
how can you hit someone in the stands right now?
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Yeah, the T-shirt launches will be pretty boring.
Well, there's no fans, and someone on the in the jumbotron put, we would like to say thank you to our 4 fans, and someone put 4 box fans in the stands. It was pretty
Yeah,
funny.
it was good.
Whoever does the NHL stuff's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, Evan, thank you for coming on today.
Thank
Yeah.
you for having me. And
Thank
yeah,
you.
at this
for the last minute,
ungodly hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little late today, but
That's fine. I mean,
I think I
That's
joined
alright.
in.
Just in time.
Perfect
Yeah.
time.
Perfectly,
Literally
actually.
Just in
perfect. We were
time.
like looking for a segue and you knocked on the door. So it was like, there he is. Excellent. All right. Well,
Alright, yeah.
Thanks for listening
Thank
to
you for
today's
listening.
episode. We'll be back eventually. Mitch is
Yes.
going away to college for a little bit.
The next
until
one- the next one
until he's
probably will be
back
a
after half his school gets COVID.
Yeah, he's going
Yeah.
to college, but
He'll
yeah,
be back.
quote
I'll be
unquote
back next
college.
week.
Yeah.
Going to quote unquote college, so you won't hear from him for a while. Don't ask his family where he's been.
Yeah.
Don't ask us. Don't tell the police he's missing. But yeah, he's. But yeah,
I got some business to
it's
take
that
care of.
It's that whole like whenever you're a kid, if I can't see you, you can't see me, and that's Mitch's philosophy of life.
Yeah, really.
He's the invisible man.
yeah. So Mitch, you're going to school Wednesday or Sunday?
Sunday. Yeah. I'll be back on Friday.
No, give it a little bit of time.
get like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and your parents
yeah.
will be over there picking you back up.
Picking me back up. Yep.
Because that's funny, really quick before we leave.
Yeah.
I've been looking at these social media posts of like the parents waving their kids goodbye, but it's not like they're not going to see them. And
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
It's gonna be soon.
Well, what? Notre Dame had like 150 positive cases.
150 out
North
of
Carolina
1,000.
got bad.
They
Someone
shut
else.
down.
There was the big. There was a
Alabama.
big Alabama.
Alabama, Indiana,
That was a high school, or there was
High
a school
school.
district there that was bad.
Georgia. Well, that
Georgia's
Georgia kid
bad.
got suspended and then they revoked it.
Because he took a picture of this the
Yeah.
hallway.
Yeah.
So this year there's going to be a lot of.
It's going to be interesting. And I'm glad we're out of high school.
lot
I
of
am
subs.
so glad. This would have ruined everything, like any filming thing ever.
Oh,
a lot of
absolutely.
subs this year.
wouldn't have been able to do the janitor or any of our other stuff.
Well, we still can't do the janitor, so.
Well, yeah.
What?
That's
There's gonna
beside the
be.
point.
We could have videoed them cleaning up a lot. There's a whole day for it. Wednesdays.
Wednesday's the deep cleaning day.
The janitor does COVID.
No.
All right.
Gets COVID
Executive decision.
or does? Wait, what would? Oh, you mean like he deals with it?
Yeah,
Okay.
like he's
He
cleaning and
fights it off. It just germs attack.
Gets someone dressed up in like the cell
Get an
thing.
animated thing. He has to
Yeah.
punch each one.
he has to fight a strand of COVID.
Wild COVID.
All right.
All right. Yep.
That's
We're
the
out.
end of today's
We'll see you
episode.
guys.
Bye.